Alright, so this is kind of the layout for a two-player game of Heap. Heap is a game for 2 to 4 players, so you can play with your friends or just with your one friend. But in the game of Heap, you're trying to add parts to your crazy post-apocalyptic vehicles in order to take over the wasteland. Each player takes on the role of a gang of goblin bodgers, and over the course of the game, what you're going to do is add parts to your vehicles until you have 3 or more parts on each vehicle. That will trigger the final apocalyptic showdown, the pile-up. So you can see the different vehicles have different symbols. You've got the scrap hog here with the motorcycle. That can be attached there. And the turns will play out back and forth. Players will go around the table. We're not showing a full game right now, but just giving the rough ideas behind Heap. The way that the cards in Heap are laid out, you've got different information in different places. When you play a card to one of your vehicles during the turn, you use the information in the bodge box, because that's called the bodge phase of the game. So here in this bodge phase, we've got a little person with a +1 and then -1. So when I play this card to a vehicle, I have +1 card and then -1. So then I can choose if I want to keep that new card or want to and have to discard any one card. So if I don't need this one, I can get rid of it. And each bodge box has different options. This one here allows me to tell one other player to draw a card. The pointing man says somebody else can do it, but then I get to break somebody's part. So there's all different options in the bodge box. You've got different abilities, different things you might want to try to do, make people discard, break parts, but conditionally in which direction. And once we bodged, we can each player, whether it's a 2-player, 3-player, 4-player game, we can each bodge up to 2 parts. And then after we've all had that opportunity to do the bodge, use the bodge boxes for effects, then we go into the rush, or the combat part of the game. And that works differently. In the rush, you're going to take a look at one vehicle. Each person's going to pick one vehicle to use in the rush, and that gives you abilities based on what's in the rush boxes. And you saw that it was nice and convenient. We had the bodge box here. It was only used during bodge. Now, when we do the rush, let's say I pick the scrap hog, I only need to look at my rush boxes. My bodge boxes are covered up, so that information is not needed right now. But I've got the ability to, when I play a green attack icon, like this, the green blast shape, I can use this ability. So we're just going to play through a little bit of a rush. I'm going to go ahead and flip over the top card. It's a green attack, so Thomas would have to find a green shield in his hand to block that green attack. That's true. Let's throw a few parts on your vehicles as well. Get some parts out there.
So it looks like I got an Inferno Blaster here on my Doom Buggy, a nail bed for my big rig, and looks like a crab grapple for my scrap hog. So DC, if I recall correctly, I'm supposed to select one of my vehicles to go to the rush with. So I'm kind of partial to the Doom Buggy here, so I'm going to use this for the rush.
I will rush with the big rig, because that'll let me haul lots of cards.
Very good. Okay, so you already laid a card down. It looks like I've got a block with the green. Let's see now. See if I can do something special here. I'm going to try and do this. I'm going to block with the green. Alright, so now the attack is yellow, right? Because I blocked with the green, nope, I don't get that ability.
Yep, a yellow attack. You could use the ability to break my part almost exclusively. So
I flip over my reference card here, and it says I damage a part belonging to any player because of that symbol right there. So, your big rig, I'm sorry, we're going to have to take out the Ravager wheels.
Alright, so that part's broken. I can fix it later on in the game, but I can no longer use it. Now that it's broken for this turn, I'll have to repair it later. But I can play a yellow shield, because there's a yellow attack there. And Thomas needs a green shield.
Okay. I'm going to go with a green shield, and I've got this nice little symbol here. Now, if I'm looking at the reference card correctly, it says choose the color of this attack, red, yellow, or green. going to go ahead and pick red.
Okay. Thomas chose a red attack. I don't have the right cards to block, but I do have a wild block, so I can use a question mark shield as red, yellow, or green. Since he chose red, I'll use it as red. My attack here is called a reckless attack. That can be blocked by anything, so it's not a really strong attack, but a lot of times you need the right shield and the right attack. Thomas will be able to use any card in his hand to block the reckless attack.
Okay, DC, it looks like I'm going to go ahead and use this yellow card to block your reckless attack. It's going to you for a green attack.
Green shields I still have. Do you still have yellow? I will choose yellow for my
It just so
attack.
happens, DC, that I do have a yellow. So
All
it's
right.
back to green.
Now I'm out. I cannot play anything here since I don't have the right cards. So Thomas has won the rush because every other player is out. If there's 4 players, you go until everyone is forced out except for 1 player. And since he won, we now look at his Doom Buggy card. It says if you win, you haul 2 cards.
It looks like I have a when you win a rush, I get the little hook symbol here, and if I turn over my card, once again, the hook symbol says haul the number of cards shown. So it looks like I get to haul 2 cards, DC.
Now hauling is a very powerful ability because you take those cards and then at the end of the turn you can immediately add them to your vehicles. You don't get to use the bodge box of the vehicle because it's not the bodge step, but you do permanently get that as part of your vehicle, and you can now get closer to that end, closer to that big pile up where you have the possibility of winning the game. So Thomas can now immediately add these to his vehicles.
So I'm looking at my 2 cards here. Now the only thing that DC didn't really discuss is, let's say I want to add my ballistic grapple here to my scrap pod. If you look up here in the corner, I've got this box-like symbol, which means what, DC?
It's a cargo part, so because he already has a cargo part, he'll have to choose which one he wants to keep, and the other one will get scrapped.
All right. And I'm looking here, and I kind of really want this card, so I'm going to go ahead and scrap this one.
All right,
And
so
I'm
it
gonna
keeps
keep
the ballistic grapple, throws away the crab grapple.
And then here for my gyro hopper, I have a electro turbine.
So that is roughly 1 turn, Heap. At the beginning of the next turn, we each have the opportunity to discard cards from our hand, draw up to 6, then we have another bodge phase. Then after that, we have another rush. The big difference comes in is once somebody has 3 parts on all of their vehicles, the very next rush of the game is the final rush. It's called the pile-up, and it has some special rules, including rushing with all of your vehicles at once, and instead of using their part cards, you'll use the vehicle cards themselves. Any vehicles that had 3 or more parts will go turbo. Turbo vehicles have a new rush ability and also give you more cards for that final rush of the game, the pile up. So let's just say, for example, I was able to get 2 of my vehicles fully loaded before Thomas got his all full. So he triggers the pile up, but now I've still got some abilities on my cards. I've got the ability when I play a big rig card during that final rush, the pile up, I can use it as a block anything. So that's really helpful. That'll keep me in the game even though I don't have quite as many cards ready and in turbo form as Thomas has. And also when I play a buggy card, I can use it as a attack of my choice to hopefully figure out what colors he doesn't have and gain an upper hand. So it's truly anyone can win. Even if you get into the pile up a little bit behind your opponent, you've still got a shot at that final showdown to see which Gobber gang will truly rule the heap.